I know what kind of person you are.
Mhm.
I know what kind of light you've spread on, the people around you, even though you're darkness, but the light, you're so dark because you give all your light away. Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like, they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. I swear to God.
I know you got something smart to say. What you got?
No, I'm just saying, you ever heard of this thing called Murphy's Law?
I haven't. I'm not too familiar with what it is.
Anything bad that can happen will happen. Yeah, we need to change that to
Chris's Law.
Yeah, to the Brown Bible or something. I don't know what it is, but brother, when like I said, I've said it before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I've said it before. In Chris Brown's case, whenever you can't get a hold of him, you gotta really think about what's happening, because chances are the worst case scenario is actually happening at that moment, and this shit is different.
Oh man, the funny thing about it is though, I'm like, okay, yeah, because sometimes it's me. Like, I like, no, I'm not trying to put too much information out there. Like sometimes I'm taking a hit.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I gotta go save something else from taking a hit.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just saying, you always wrapped up in it. If you ever, you ever see those people, like if you always around people, and whenever you around, shit's always going down. Yeah. Maybe it's you. Maybe shit just follows. Maybe that's why your last name is Doo-Doo Brown, because shit's always following you. Shit, yeah. That's why your last name is Brown, because shit's always following Chris.
I'm gonna change it back to what it's supposed to be. Shit. Actually, I can't change it back to what it ever was. But
listen, that's. I mean,
listen, you know what I'm talking about?
If you didn't change it after the court case, you ain't gonna change it now.
Shit. When I first found out, like 20 fucking years ago.
I'm just saying, like, that name's synonymous with woman beating. You didn't change it then. Ain't nothing gonna change it now.
Oh man,
bro. Well, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi,
and your boy Chris Brown, aka Red 4 Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're doing great at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, because we were supposed to film this around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, and here we are. Whatever's happening over in Alabama is not thinking about all the extra work I gotta do. Dang it.
Only reason why I'm laughing, I ain't saying shit, because I know I know you're cool, but I know I got under your skin earlier.
Yeah, I was like,
and I'll never get under your skin. So I know I was like, oh yeah. I hit him with this one.
I had to let you know. I was like, bruh, at least you could communicate. Look, you can't sit here and preach communication and then not communicate.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of 15 years of me and this man being friends, this is the first time where I was like, oh fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
and the thing is, it's not like that on a normal day, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those times where it's like, man, everybody's things in their life is like interlocking like a damn Lego.
Yeah.
And
here comes Chris Brown.
Chris stay breaking off these little pegs.
Oh, I'll tell you when I read it, it's okay. This is gonna sound no homo. I'm gonna say that it's gonna sound like you in a marriage and your wife just hit you with some shit. You're like, oh fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like you already know you fucked up. Oh man.
Shit. I was like, man, I'm sitting all prepared, doing everything. Then it was like,
look, when I read your words, I could definitely tell the difference just from reading. I was like, yeah. There ain't no way in trying to clean this up.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're best friends. Chances are 99% of the time you're gonna be good, but every so often, things are gonna come, to a head, and you just gotta let them. You don't gotta be an asshole. You gotta let them, hey, man.
Because we still gonna be friends at the end of the day. It's just
Yeah, but hey, we need to get this shit, a little more. And what's the word? In a streamlined.
It's like what's it? Charlie Murphy and Rick James.
Mm-hmm.
what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Smack. You know what I'm saying? And then Charlie got to check him real quick, and then they're friends again. Shit like that.
Well, I mean, it actually leads into this movie pretty much because the movie is called. I mean, you picked it. So what's the movie this week?
The movie this week is called Best Man Down. HBO
Yeah.
Max, or I guess it's just Max now, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I found it. I didn't expect it to be what it was.
I didn't either. I thought because it said romantic comedy.
Yeah, I saw that too. There wasn't shit funny about this movie.
I mean, there's like one or two things, but probably like in the first 3 minutes. Then after that, shit got real hard. It reminds me of Our Idiot Brother, but not as funny.
Okay.
In the sense that like it's a smaller movie that I wasn't expecting much of, and then it just hit me with some sentimental shit.
I'm looking like, yo, I'm watching the movie. Yo, where the fuck is this going? I was like, this is not in the pamphlet when I was reading.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, yeah, this is like a book, like you find it in the teen kids section. Then you start reading it, you're like, man, this is way more like in depth and like nuanced than Harry Potter.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Man. What is it? Fucking I love the way they structured this movie. Because and I hate to say it because I have this idea for another book that I want to write, and I have a notebook where it's all broken down chapter by chapter, everything. And this movie kind of follows the same kind of formula. So I was like, God damn, did someone steal my notebook? I almost had to go into my file cabinets and look around.
You got a filing cabinet?
Yeah, I got a filing cabinet. I do business. You're gonna have to get one too.
Oh, shit, I keep that shit under the top of the closet.
Are you gonna need a filing cabinet soon?
I just take the papers and just stack them on top of each other. If they're important, that's just where they go.
Gonna go and put them in a plastic bag underneath the bed.
Zip lock it up.
But yeah, this movie is like it's a character study. It's like you're basically getting the main character isn't necessarily the main character isn't necessarily the main character, but you're in seeing how all these other people interact and intersect with each other. You're kind of getting a fully formed picture of this one character's life, who they are, what kind of person they are, because depending on what your relationship is to that person and how you've interacted with them over the years, is that what's the word? It forms your opinion or your perspective of them. And in seeing all these different perspectives, you as the viewer get a fully formed idea of who this person is.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much exactly what I did with the book I was wanting to write.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
With that being said, are we drinking?
Of course. I know you need a drink.
It's about that time.
Yeah. I might need one too. Calm my nerves a little bit.
It's about that time about 6 hours ago.
I was actually looking forward to a drink this morning. Now I'm like, man, should I have a drink? Because my ass has to do a lot more work after.
Oh man.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Keep drinking. Oh. I got lucky.
But you got something new?
No, but the cap wasn't on.
Oh.
I went to go pick it up by the top.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can already tell what kind of.
Is that moonshine?
Yeah, it's that peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, okay, that one. Nice.
Peanut butter and jelly moonshine. And then I'll take a shot of that. Then after that, I busted out my WrestleMania glass because I got me another what is it? Not Your Father's Root Beer.
Nice.
How about you? What you got?
You know, the usual. Oh, trusty dusty. But I'm drinking the cheapest shit in the world. Literally grabbed it coming home.
The natural man. Natural light. What? What kind of who names their drink natural light?
It's naturally light. I don't know.
Yeah, but is it like organic? Because if it ain't organic, it ain't natural.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is. Shit. I just need a drink. And they'll sit there.
After you,
I don't even want to say what the price was.
No, I'm sure it was like, I'm sure a stamp costs more.
I just grabbed it real quick, like fuck it. This was what's gonna be.
After your day, I'm surprised you didn't grab something harder. I'm surprised you didn't grab like a mixed.
That's why I get the whiskey. Yeah. But as crazy as it sounds, and then you know what happened, so I ain't gonna go into details. it didn't really hit me that bad. The
Yeah.
hardest part of it was adjusting to do this.
Yeah, the more it's mostly just a really is this shit really happening right now?
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn it. I mean, luckily you were where you were at the time you were there.
yeah,
But it's just like a really? Man,
yeah.
Sarath might be right. Maybe all the worst shit does happen to me all the
I
time.
need to go find God. I mean, I never thought I lost him, but shit, I
Oh,
need to go do something.
you Miss Cleo or some shit. Someone needed to you watch it. I might need to get you some like some of them fucking healing crystals, but like, yeah, ward off some fucking bad juju.
I don't, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's bad juju. I don't know what the hell it is. It's definitely not normal though.
Oh, no, it ain't. It ain't. You ever seen the movie Failure to Launch? With Matthew
No.
McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay, no.
He's,
I know what you're
he's
talking about.
he still lives at home,
Mhm.
and like they're trying to get him to move out and shit like that. And then he starts getting attacked by things in nature, by like squirrels and dolphins and shit like that. And they're
Okay.
telling him that like the way he's living, it ain't normal, it ain't natural, and so
Yeah.
like nature's kind of fighting back against them. That's you.
So, oh,
You.
when they
You didn't got bit by a stone cold rattlesnake. You,
ran into a tree.
you done flipped the
Shit.
truck.
Yeah,
Bro.
that was it. That's all the elements.
Yeah.
It's air, the water,
Earth,
fire.
fire.
I don't need no fucking fire. Fuck that shit.
Fire
No.
today, bro.
Well, no, not
Fire
today.
today.
Oh shit! This is oh shit! Holy hell!
Dude, nature really is attacking you, bro.
Yo, where's Captain Planet at?
I don't know. Yeah, all you need is heart. That's it.
Hopefully that's a good one. Shit.
I don't know, bro. But you really, man, listen, if this was, you might be the new Avatar. God damn it.
Oh man.
Oh, let me
You
pour
want
the
to go
shot.
Chris the Last Airbender?
Nah, you didn't. You the shit bender at this point.
Oh man.
Yeah.
that,
Ugh.
beer, that beer stinks.
You said that beer stinks?
Mm-hmm.
All natural? All right.
What's the alcohol percentage on this thing?
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say a 4 or a 3.5.
I don't even think it's on here.
Probably like a Seagram's.
Oh man.
Anyways, cheers,
yeah, I think
bro.
we're good. Yeah.
Come on.
Another
Avatar
episode.
Chris, cheers. All right. So other than picking the movie quick, why did you pick this movie? Because when I saw the cover, I was like, this looked like a Chris movie. I don't know why.
Like I picked it quick. You know what happened?
Yep.
I think because of the last movie we did, I thought it would be a little more light, so to speak.
Yep.
So I just okay, cool, switch it up a little bit because the
last movie we did was Injustice.
Okay.
Before that was The Vault.
Yeah, but I thought this movie was gonna be like more like something to sit back and like laugh at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's why I say light, like you're just sitting there and you're laughing, you know what I'm saying? Because
like a kind of like a funny like The Wedding Singer, or that what's that movie with Kevin Hart? The Ringer, the best
man. I think like a man.
No, it's Wedding Ringer, The Wedding Ringer, where he's like he plays like a wedding planner.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he plays a wedding planner, and he's trying to help. I think it's Josh Gad, the dude that plays. He's like the voice of one of the dudes from Frozen. Olaf,
okay.
I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that does sound familiar now.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like that, but then, and then in the first 5 minutes, it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to maybe fill in the people and see tell them what kind of movie this was.
So,
or the actual like the kind of overview of what the movie was about.
I guess the overview is never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like we talked earlier, it's based around a main character that's not really a main character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And apparently on the outside he looks one way to a lot of people,
Mhm.
but he ends up meeting somebody that actually sees the real him.
Yeah.
And then just to get to the point, he does die in the movie. And
Early. He dies in the
yeah,
first 5 minutes of the movie.
yeah,
Yeah, he dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And when you're first introduced to him, he kind of comes across as that, you know, the
goofy,
goofy best
obnoxious.
friend, kind of man child,
Yeah.
sits at home, drinks all the time,
Hmm.
kind of like you and Sarath at my wedding.
You got to give me some credit for that one, because I was on my A game till he challenged me to a fucking shot contest, and I even tried to stop, and you told him stop. Like,
Yeah, I
you,
told him, I warned him. Then it turns out, next thing you know, he's dunking his head in a fucking the drink container.
look,
You
I
have,
missed I missed my whole flight, and I'm sleeping in the airport.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh shit.
I was like, if I knew I was gonna miss my fucking flight, I should have just stayed with you.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. So he ends up on the night of the wedding. He ends up, things happen, and he ends
Hmm.
up, losing his life.
Hmm.
And then in the rest of the story, you're kind of getting a sense of who he was as a person.
Yeah.
With all these other people, or the point of view from all these other people. I don't know if this is what they meant, but it kind of felt like it should have been two different movies, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like when you're with the couple that got married,
Hmm.
it kind of felt like it should have been again a romantic comedy,
Hmm.
stuff like that. But then when you're with with the other girl that you meet, Ramsey,
Ramsey. Yeah. Yeah.
when you meet her, it kind of feels like a sentimental movie. And I honestly I couldn't decide. Like, part of me was like, man, I don't know if I want it to be this movie where you're getting these kind of perspectives,
Hmm.
or if I wanted to just be with the couple or just with the girl. Like,
Yeah, I get you on that, because you could have went so deep on many different situations in that movie,
yeah,
between Ramsey's parents, the couple that got married, the best man that died, Ramsey herself. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
the priest that
mhm,
was, had a,
yeah.
like,
Fucking
you
Jimmy
know
Olsen. That's Jimmy Olsen from Lois and Clark.
really.
Yeah, yeah. There was like a lot of little things, and then you see how all their lives intersect and stuff like that, which I
Hmm.
thought was cool. I liked how all these people, through knowing Lumpy, who was the best friend,
Hmm.
like you see how all their lives kind of intersect with each other. But
Yeah.
it was such a drastic, like a drastic line between when you're with the couple, it kind of feels like it would be a romantic comedy.
Hmm.
Just with the stuff they were arguing about and all this different stuff, their scenario. But then
Yeah.
when you're with the girl, it almost feels like a sentimental coming of age story.
Mm.
A part of me, I don't know. I felt like I didn't know if they felt like they blended together as that well, or if, like, I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to lean one way or the other. I love the movie, like love it, love it.
Really?
Yeah, I really
Wow.
like this movie
Wow.
just
Okay.
because it's my style of, like, what is going on right now?
He is Lord. He is Lord.
Nah,
Lord. Lord.
Ryu was making noises while he was napping.
Oh
So I was trying
God.
to figure out what's going on, but I
Okay.
couldn't figure out like what kind of movie I wanted it to be. But the fact of it's like, just you're seeing all these different people and all these different personalities converge and mix it around each other based off of their interaction with one person.
Mm.
I love stories like that,
Mm.
because for me it's funner. Is funner a word? More fun? I went to
Um.
Springfield Public Schools. I ain't the smartest person in the world.
What did the cable guy say? Is it fun, funner, and funnest?
I think it's oh. But anyways, I
Yeah.
think it's more fun when you learn about someone through other people's conversations and talking, versus that person telling you what their life is about.
Hmm.
There's this thing when you're writing movies or stuff like that where they say, don't tell the audience, show them. And
Hmm.
in learning all these other people and seeing their interactions with Lumpy, you're showing what kind of person he is,
Yeah.
which was kind of fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was actually because, excuse me, as we get to the movie, it's going through his life after he's dead, and
Mhm.
you find out a bunch of shit that looks kind of shady.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then just come to find out, he really just had a good heart. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah. He
just
was just a dude with a good heart, and
which is funny because the moral of the story is he had a good heart, but his heart was dying.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's.
So he had a bad heart, but he had a good heart at the same time.
Did you relate to any of these characters in here in the movie?
Mm. If I did,
The priest.
it, no fuck. I'm I am the most, I ain't gonna say ungodly, but I think God shakes his head at me a lot. And not like this.
Obviously, if God
Not
doesn't, nature does.
look, not like this. Just
Yeah. If
not be
listen,
the angels on my shoulders be like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
dude, when
But
dude, when you get to the pearly gates, Peter is gonna look at you, and all he's gonna say is, "How? How did you survive this long?" That's it. That's the only question they're gonna ask is how, and you're gonna be like,
and you know what I'm gonna do?
Jack.
No, look, I was gonna say, go, hey.
But
Oh
no,
man.
it's yeah, yeah. Did you relate to any of the characters?
If anything, I could say I want to say lumpy, but I don't want to sound cliche. Only reason why is because I know in my history I do a lot of things with good intentions, but they
Mhm.
look so fucking wrong.
Yeah. Oh
You know what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
know. I know. Trust me, I've gotten tickets for a lot of people who I'm like,
Oh,
how the hell does this guy know this person?
mm,
But
mm,
sometimes you're just trying. Sometimes you're just trying to bless a family or bless some people who might not, have the opportunity in their own life to
mm,
do something fun. And
yeah,
so, anything I can do to help in that situation, I'm always gonna do.
yeah.
With
And
that being
you
said,
always do. You come through.
With that being said, I can see if you possibly put in one of them same situations that Lumpy was put in.
I drink a lot. Like, well,
A motel here or there,
yeah,
suspect individuals in said motel. I don't know.
yeah. But you know, every shit. Don't say that, Chris. This dick ain't for free. I'm gonna say this shit. Fuck you.
Hey, just so y'all know, Chris's favorite animal is a lot lizard. But
Oh god. Oh shit.
yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
did. I just broke the ice. Fuck it. Here it comes.
Yeah. I think it's just been building up. I'm sitting here like, all right, all this has been brewing all day.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah. Release mode.
Yeah. All right, but like, okay, so yeah, you find out. Okay, so with the couple, it's on their wedding day that Lumpy passes away,
Yeah.
and like throughout the wedding or at least the reception, you kind of see that he's like this overly drunk, always drinking, you know, trying
Hmm.
to get his boy into following him along, and then he does the right thing. They put him in his hotel room.
Yeah.
One motherfucker still partying,
Hmm.
and through random circumstances,
Yeah.
he ends up passing away. And now you have this couple who's trying to dealing with someone who died at their wedding. So you got the best friend who has to deal with his best friend's funeral coming up.
Hmm.
Then you got this newlywed bride who wants to go on vacation, wants to go on
Yeah.
her honeymoon. I think
Hmm.
she, in her mind, she's got this storybook idea of what a wedding night or a wedding is supposed to be like,
Hmm.
and she's trying to follow that.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. And that's that part.
What do you do in that situation? Someone dies at your wedding. What do you do?
Not even someone. If it's your best friend, your best man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just like.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't just his best friend. He was his best man at the wedding too.
And then knowing what he did, because did he give him the money? He had the money for the wedding or the honeymoon?
He gave him the money for the honeymoon.
Gotcha. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So knowing that the guy that got married quit his job, which is, hold on, let's change subject for a quick minute.
Good.
Him and this girl got married
Yep.
and had so many secrets
Yeah.
that they didn't know about
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
being married, or they just got married.
Bro, when I was listening to them, I'm like, man, why did y'all get fucking married? Like y'all
Right.
hiding so much shit from each other.
Yeah.
But in their defense, it's not necessarily things that are like building up.
Mhm.
They're kind of like circumstances that happened within the last 2 weeks.
Mm.
You know, with him and his job, she was aware that like, you know, his job was fucking him over. Right. And, you know, he ended up just pulling the trigger on some shit that he felt.
Mhm.
But in doing so, it kind of put him in a bad situation with a wedding coming up.
Yeah.
And then in the girl in the bride's defense or the bride scenario where I don't know if she's a hypochondriac, but
She's on medication, and she thinks they got money, which is why she brought such an expensive dress.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think she's trying to. I think in my mind, if from the looks of it, she was trying to portray a personality or she's trying to portray the idea of someone who's in well-off conditions.
Mhm.
But I don't know if she, in her own mind, she wasn't too sure if she could handle it, so she was, you know, self-medicating
Yeah.
because she had a whole fucking pharmacy in her bag.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I thought was ladies and gentlemen, we jump around, y'all know it.
Yeah.
One of the most significant parts to me was in the car.
Oh, when the girl called her out on that shit.
Yeah. And she was like, she said, my mom says when you take drugs for fun, what'd she say? When you take drugs for fun, it's okay. But when you take drugs because you got a problem, that's not good, because once the drugs are gone, you still got a problem.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
one
shit.
of the dopest lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when she said that, I was like, I might have to use that on some motherfuckers because I know a couple motherfuckers that they might self-medicate a little too much.
Mm-hmm. Shit,
Yep.
I'm guilty of it. Maybe not so much anymore, but I was guilty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, a snake bites you here or there, and you know, I done seen a couple extra shots going your way to deal with that fucking Professor Clump hand. So
I had a whole Professor Clump arm. Oh man.
oh,
But nah, I thought well, that scene was just dope to me on so many different levels, because she's checking the bride,
yeah.
and the guy's like, yeah, but then she turns around and checks him too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what did she say to him? She says some shit.
How long ago did you quit, or something like that, or when did you quit your job?
Who said it? The bride or the girl?
No, the Ramsey.
Yeah, I forget that part.
Because she said something to the bride about taking the drugs, and
Mhm.
then about having the boo job or whatever. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And then she turns to the groom and was like, "So would you quit your job?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, homie, you're not off the hook either." You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You know, so this is one of those movies where like a lot of it intersects. So let's talk about the characters because I feel like talking about the characters will get a better sense of
Okay.
who we're dealing with. All right, so first off, you got the couple.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you got the dude Justin, who was played by Justin Long,
Yeah.
and he's a guy who's trying his best to do right by his bride,
Mm-hmm.
but you know he's in a situation where he, you know, quit his job because they weren't treating him right. They were fucking him over.
Mm-hmm.
And so he made a decision for himself, but at the same time, he had a wedding coming up. So his boy, Lumpy, bailed him out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think in his mind, he felt like he owed Lumpy.
Mm.
He like, I owe something to this guy who's helping me take care of the most special day in my life. So
Yeah.
that's why the bride who didn't really know Lumpy was like, yo, why are you haven't even talked to this motherfucker. You don't even talk to him all that often. Like,
Yeah.
why are you, fucking up our plans to take care of him? But she didn't realize we wouldn't have these plans if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Like, do you like in that sense, in that scenario, do you feel a sense of guilt over I gotta make sure I take care of my best friend?
I would say it's a very fine line between guilt and then what's right. You know what I'm saying?
Clarify.
Because guilt is like, you're only doing what you got to do because you feel guilty about it. Like, he just did this, and this, so I have to do this, and this. Versus, regardless if he did this, not, or not, the right thing to do is go bury my best friend.
But do you think he felt guilt, or do you think he was trying to do the right thing?
I think a little bit of both. That's why I said it's a fine line. It's a frogs here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait. I think you're becoming a little too country where you live because I ain't never heard that phrase before ever in life or from you.
Yeah,
What the fuck is a frog's hair?
something very, very small. Like it's a fine line. It's a frog, a hair, and a fucking frog.
Frogs don't have hair. It don't make sense.
You ain't never dissected a frog in school?
No, actually, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay, I'm lying. I don't know if they got hair or not, but I've heard it. It's a country saying. You better
Yeah,
frog
I
stay
know.
away. You better frog stay away from getting your ass whooped. You know
Don't
what
ever turn around because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, Chris is black on the front, red on the neck."
I'm saying? Look, I've been called so many different goddamn things. Ain't even funny. Oh shit.
All right, but
But
okay,
yeah.
I
But
don't know.
that
I felt like a lot of his, choices that he was making, maybe not later on, maybe earlier on, were kind of driven by the fact that he kind of felt like he had to do right by Lumpy because Lumpy gave him all that money.
yeah.
You know, I don't know if it was in the beginning. I don't know if it was so much that's my best friend. I got to take care of him. I think it was like, God damn, I wouldn't have this nice of a wedding or whatever if he wasn't there. So I got to take care of him. But I think
Yeah.
after seeing how like this is his best friend, but there was still a lot he didn't know about him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he felt like he I got to do right because this is my best friend.
Yeah.
And the fact that I don't know as much about him as to know what was going on in his life,
Mm-hmm.
it's fucked up on me, and I feel like I got to make it right.
Yeah. And he actually mentioned that in the movie when he finds out about the heart condition,
Yeah,
and he was like, "So he told you and didn't tell me?"
yeah. He told a
You know?
15-year-old girl
Yeah.
about that he was dying, but he didn't tell his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have been mad in that situation?
Oh, definitely. The same way you was mad at me when I was in the hospital, and then you had to
Which
reverse it
time?
the sixth time. No, I'm joking.
I like the fact that I like the fact that you use the rattlesnake finger.
I,
But
but no, when you met me in Atlanta, and you know what happened, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
and you was mad like, why didn't I call you? And then you had to check yourself like, why didn't I call him?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just yeah, but yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, man, like you think your position
Mm-hmm.
in someone else's life is up here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get a reality check like, no, like I'm not upholding my end, so why do I expect myself to be up here in that person's life?
Oh, that's cold. Hey, listen to that, people. Before you want to check somebody, see if you're upholding your end first.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's a big reason why friendships fall apart because a lot of people feel like they're doing enough,
Mm-hmm.
and so they expect everyone else to do the same, but they're not being honest with themselves about how much they're doing.
Mm.
No, I've literally had to sit down with myself and be like, "Yo, am I overreacting right now, or
Mm.
am I right to feel the way I do?"
Mm.
And you really got to just sit there and just be honest with yourself because 9 out of 10 times it's like, all right, yeah, no, maybe that person has a right to feel that way, and I don't have the right to come at them the way I'm coming at because I'm upholding my end of the bargain.
Mm.
By that bargain, meaning my end of the friendship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They said some cold shit. I don't think a lot of people think about it like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, how many? That's what they always say. When the older you get, the less friends you have,
Mm-hmm.
because you tend to realize most of those friendships are built on
Surface level
convenience.
shit. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
convenience and situational.
Yeah.
How many friends did you grow up with where the only reason y'all was friends because y'all was in the same classroom, because y'all worked in the same place?
Mm.
You know, it's just situational. Like I'm friends with these people because I'm around them more than I'm around other people.
Yeah.
But when you separate and you get that distance, you come to realize which friends are your actual friends. Like we on Zoom, you live in Alabama, I live in Florida.
Yeah.
This is a friendship
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people who live in the same city as me, which I don't really converse with all that often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know it's gonna sound really, really wild, but I think my neighbor's outside.
Right.
I can hear the 4-wheeler.
Was he checking on you? Like, what kind of crazy shit is this brother up to again today?
Or probably just delivering something from his mama. But
Yeah, I'm sure. You're like, all that crazy shit Chris been into today. He probably ain't got a good meal.
I actually heard it go around when you were talking, and it stopped. I'm gonna send him a text.
I'm telling you, people. I know y'all listening. Y'all ain't watching. Y'all listen. I know you see Chris. He got his backward hat on, his eyebrow piercings. You think he's in a urban area? Nah. There's a lot of people around Chris named Willie James, Billy Bob. They all got 3 first names. That's what they are.
Yeah. Oh man.
So all right. So the bride. So she's I don't want to say she's uppity, but she kind of grew up. It felt like she grew up in kind of a upper class family.
Uh-huh.
So it almost felt like she was trying to keep up with the Joneses. And
Okay.
in doing so, she kind of relied on drugs or pills in order to keep the anxiety at bay of trying to keep up with that
He, he
persona.
just drove off. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I just texted him.
So like, I mean, what do you if you're her,
Mhm.
mind you don't have this connection with Lumpy. All you know of Lumpy so far is, hey, that's my fiance's best friend who he rarely talks to. And
Mhm.
then when I do see him, he's just pissed drunk all the time and like kind of obnoxious. Do you have, yeah, it's very close to home. Do you have that
I'm not.
connection?
You saw my face. Oh, mhm.
Yeah, he's like, this motherfucker describing me. Uh,
Oh
but
man.
do you falter for having that kind of perception of Lumpy or having that perspective of the situation?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Why?
Yes,
Just
I
out of
do,
curiosity.
because I feel like um I was listening to a TikTok, matter of fact.
That's the man. Okay,
Yeah.
I almost said some shit that might get me canceled.
But
I
nah,
almost did.
but the lady was saying, she said, I know I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm gonna try to get it to on point as possible. She said, if you wonder what kind of problems you got, look at the people you hang around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm in her position, as you know, and I'm about to get married to this person.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know this person I'm marrying. Obviously, I want to marry him, or I think I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
Obviously, she didn't know him that well.
yeah, obviously, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then when you see their friend and pissed drunk all the time, whatever case may be, it's like, why is this your friend? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not pissed drunk all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't treat like it's a game.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's the more underlying things that you don't know of the reason why they're friends. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And because at the end of the day, and I'm gonna use me as an example, you know, me and you are opposites like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
However, we both got
The
really.
only thing similar about us is our complexions. I'm
Oh, now I'm not black as fuck.
oh, no, you still black as fuck. I'm just really black for an Asian. That's all. That's the only thing similar about us.
Oh man,
Yeah.
but but oh god, I can't stand you. But
If I ever hit you, just know it's gonna be black on black crime.
uh, it's gonna be Wu-Tang Clan. Like, holy shit.
But go ahead.
Oh man. But no, at the end of the day, and this is something, if I'm wrong, please correct me. We both got huge hearts at the end of
Yep.
the day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
even though I am who I am, you are who you are, at the end of the day, we're not gonna let somebody die unless you just piss me off a lot. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But do you fault her for feeling as upset with the situation? Not necessarily with him dying, but upset with the situation. Like if you're looking at it from her perspective,
Mhm.
Yo, you barely. I know you. He's your best man, and you say he's your best friend, but you rarely talk to the motherfucker, and he's
Mhm.
always acting obnoxious and drunk. Like, are you upset that he's dropping his honeymoon and all this different stuff? Because mind you, she don't know that that's where he got the money.
Yeah.
So, do you fault her for being upset that you're dropping all these things that we had planned because of this? My answer is yes. I fault her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
at the
definitely
end of
would
the day,
because
go ahead.
no, so, like even whether she knows or not, if that's your friend, that's your friend. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
if you choose to marry somebody, you rock it with them all day, every day, no matter what.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so yes, you could feel whatever you want to feel or how you want to feel about it. But shit, we can do a honeymoon later. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Whether you know he paid for it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, when all that was going on, I was like, man, it's over this bitch. Yeah, all she cares about is herself.
No, you gotta say it right. You gotta say it right.
But this raggedy bitch,
There you go.
she all she cares about is herself and like what, not necessarily what she wants, but this idea that she has in her head of how it was supposed to go.
Hmm.
No, and it's like you can get that shit later. You can do that shit later. Like
Yeah.
if this clearly, whether you believe in their friendship or not, whether you are appreciative of the other person, whether you think they're actually closer than they actually are, or what, or not,
Hmm.
your fiance slash husband felt enough about this person to make them the best man at his wedding.
Hmm.
So when this shit happens, you rock with your husband. All right, yeah, let's take care of this shit.
But I mean, I hate to take it to street terms, but it's like you know your boy is wrong. Hey, you wrong as fuck. But we gonna go handle this shit and then we'll deal with it after. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly, exactly. All right, so now we got Ramsey, a little 15-year-old girl that just comes out of nowhere. No one knows who she is.
Yeah, because how did she meet him?
So
It was on the lake. I know that.
what happened was, um, Lumpy would always go up to this town in like northern in Minnesota
Hmm.
to go ice fishing, and he always crosses across this lake or whatever.
Hmm.
And something was going on, whatever. So he stopped by the house and knocked on the door because he was trying to get
Oh,
permission to just
to
go
plow
across the
through.
lake.
There you go. Yeah.
And it just his in that conversation he had with the little girl, they kind of built a quick rapport. Like this is someone who I can actually have a conversation with.
Yeah.
And then he goes fishing and some shit happens, and she tells him to check the ice. And I don't know if he checks it right, but he ends up falling into the ice,
Hmm.
and she helps him out. And so in helping him, they go back to the motel so he can dry up and whatever. And it just looks suspect because you got this old dude,
Yeah.
15-year-old girl, and then next thing you know, she I felt for him because I understood what he was trying to say. He's in a towel. She's
Hmm.
thinking about trying to go get a fucking take a shower just to clean up.
Yeah.
He's like, the shit looks suspect.
Yeah.
I get that it's not, but it looks that way. So he's a little uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And the right people, they do the thing. They see some shit, they make a
They
call,
call. Yeah.
he gets arrested, and it looks like he's
Yeah.
pedophile.
Yeah. But not knowing at that time what she's going through at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then
So.
the girl, not she doesn't bail him out, but she lets the cops know what actually happened.
Hmm.
So, everybody's square, and that's how they built their friendship. It's just like, he met some little girl who she needed a friend, and
She.
Lumpy just happened to be the type of friend she needed.
Yeah.
Would you be, if you saw them hanging out in public, would you look at it as like suspect, like what's going on over here?
Of course, because that's what society teaches us, which is fucked up to say,
Yeah,
but it's true.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's fucked up to say, but at the same time, there's kind of a reason for it.
Hmm.
Like I've seen a lot of older men or women just taking advantage of younger men or women, and it's like, yeah, I get why that looks suspect in people's minds,
Hmm.
but no, in their case, it was a genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Do you know somebody younger who you got a close friendship with? Just out of curiosity, you got any young friends that you like to go riding ATVs with?
Oh yeah, we talking here.
I don't know. I'm just saying, someone who you might get in trouble with if people saw y'all together.
Oh nah.
They don't look at you like the DC sniper.
I'm the Jolly Black Giant. Shit. Man. All my this is so fucking terrible. All my friends are Lego.
uh,
I had to say like Doc Holliday old Tombstone. It's
yeah.
Lego.
I
Oh
don't know if I
man.
have any friends. I don't know if I have any friends that are that young, but I've had conversations with like 13 or 14-year-olds about video games. Like little boys, like my friends, like my friends' kids. Man, shut up! Don't first of all, don't look at me.
You just did that to yourself. You just did that.
I gotta go figure this out.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Oh man. Oh, look. Oh, he can't hear me. I got something for his ass. I got something for you.
Go ahead.
You just set yourself up. He was like, I talked to, the 14, 50-year-olds about video games. Little boys, what the fuck you been doing over there?
I told you I'm baking bread.
Oh my god.
No. Okay, so for those of you listening, choose your words carefully when you're trying to describe your friends.
Oh god.
But I'm just saying, like, I've had conversation with like my friends' kids that are younger about just video games. So I can have conversations with, teens and stuff like that. And I could see, how that can develop. You just meet someone who you guys have, things in common with.
Mm-hmm.
You're not necessarily friends, you become a mentor, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I like the way that he recognized that Ramsey was just someone who needed him in her life.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think secretly he might have needed her too. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think he felt alone?
Well, based on the end of the movie, when she meets his mom, she said that she was worried about him never finding somebody to love. Or did she say love him back also or something like that?
No, I think it was just someone to love.
Yeah. And I heard DMX say this, DMX fan, but he said everybody needs somebody to love and everybody needs to be loved by somebody.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing when you find that in the same person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even if he loved it as a friend and it gave him something to live for, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, he made sure she went to college, you know what I'm saying, got her shit together,
Yeah.
put her in a safe spot. And that was it. They were friends.
Yeah.
It
They were
just
friends.
it just looked wrong to society.
Yeah, it looked wrong to decide because of the age, but when you, I
Mhm.
mean, when you finally find out like their relationship with each other and why they gravitated towards each other, you
Mhm.
realize like, oh shit, like it's just a guy doing right by someone he saw in need,
Mhm.
and also, obviously he told her what was going on in his life and was wrong with his heart.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like I don't have much time left in this world.
Mhm.
Let me while I'm here, let me do some good,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Her parents were kind of fucked up. Well, maybe it was her mom and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Did you recognize the boyfriend?
I know him from 8 Mile, but I feel like he was in other movies too.
Well, so here's the thing. I didn't realize he was from 8 Mile.
Okay.
First of all, because he was also in what's that movie? Den of Thieves.
He was in Den of Thieves. That's actually a
Mhm.
dope ass movie, but yeah,
Yeah, it is.
that surprised the fuck out of me. That was actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. But
Yeah. So when I saw him in the movie, because of the way his hair is cut and stuff like that,
Mhm.
I was like, he looks like Steve Zahn. I don't know if you know who Steve Zahn is.
Mm-mm.
He was in National Security with Martin Lawrence.
Not Shawshank Redemption, dude.
What? Not
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. National Security.
Yeah, I said not the Shawshank Redemption, dude.
No.
You know what? I'm thinking
Oh wait,
Blue.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
no, no, wait, fuck.
no, 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 no. That is
No,
that is National Security, isn't it?
no, Blue was no, not Blue
And then
Streak.
that's
No,
Blue Streak. That's Blue Streak.
you know the one with Martin Lawrence and he's trying to get that diamond.
Yeah, and then he's like a security guard. It's him and another security. No, that's Blue Streak, where he tried to get the diamond. And that's the one with
Nothing to Lose with him to do from Star Trek Redemption.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
That's
okay.
Tim Robbins.
Okay,
But
okay, there we go. Yeah,
yeah,
we went way the fuck off on that
yeah,
one, but yeah,
but
let's come back.
no, but National Security is with Steve Zahn. I forget what other movies he's in,
Mhm.
but I thought that was him. I'm like, nah, he looks a little different. Then I thought it was the dude from White Chicks. You know how they had the two white kids who were friends with the girls, and
Mhm.
there was the one friend that was like always tan.
I don't remember that part.
He was like, "Don't hate me because you ain't me." But I just when I saw him, I was like, I had to look it up, and I was like, oh shit, it's fucking Cheddar Bob. But
Mm,
it's one of those scenarios where like there's a lot of people out there that look like each other,
mm. Oh yeah, definitely.
fucking doppelgangers and shit.
Mm,
But yeah, like, what do you think of their situation? Because like, I don't know, because I feel like because she was going to get cold medication
mhm.
for her mom's boyfriend so he can make meth, right?
Yeah,
And which was crazy because when she goes there, she takes all the fucking security tags off, and then the last one she leaves on
yeah.
purposely to get in trouble.
Which I still don't understand that part of the movie. I mean,
Because
I
I
know
think
that
she
sometimes.
felt guilty about it. That
Okay.
she didn't want to do it. So if she got caught, then it's more of a scenario of like he can't get mad at me for not doing it.
Mm,
You know?
yeah.
So I mean,
Okay.
but like then with the mom, like the mom felt like she was trying to do right by her daughter,
Mhm.
but they had that scene where she heard some noise. She looked in the bedroom and she realized like she's not just like she's doing meth
Yeah.
with this dude. Like, man, that's a hard it's a hard reality to take, man.
Yeah. Definitely. Um.
Like, what
Yeah.
about when like what if like your kids walked in on you and looking through the thing and they're like, oh, my dad takes Viagra. Like, what would go through your
Out of all the drugs, that one. Oh man.
yeah, what would go through your mind? Wait, what would go through your mind if like your kid saw you doing something that you knew was bad and they knew was bad, but it's like it's kind of like I don't know. You feel disappointed in yourself?
You know what? With that being said, you ever ran across a parent that says you'll understand when you get older?
Hmm.
Do you?
Depends on the scenario.
Hmm.
A
Because
lot, 9 out of 10 times, it's an excuse for acting like a piece of shit.
I mean,
But you do have those scenarios where, yeah, you'll understand. It's right. The parent is right. You'll understand when you get older.
yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, they'll do you though. Like, granted, I've been blessed and fortunate that I didn't have role models that did that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But just now that I'm thinking about it, if I was to come across somebody at the age of 8, 9, 10, and
yeah.
they're doing something, and they understand you get older, and then my life goes the way it goes, do I fall into that same, not necessarily trap, because I understand now because I'm older, or it's more like, nah, I don't understand it because I made different decisions. What was wrong with you?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's always said in a scenario where like you're in a shit scenario and when the kid catches you, you're like, oh, you'll understand when you're older. Because sometimes it's a scenario where you know, say you take back someone who's clearly not good for you, and your kid
Okay.
looks at you like, why? Why are you
Mm,
taking this bitch back? She cheats on you. She spends all your money.
mm,
She gave you a VD. Like,
mm,
why?
mm,
But when someone says you'll understand when you're older, and you get to that age, and you're like, yeah, but that's my. They're like, yeah, she might be this fucked up person, but she's also my mom,
mm,
and my dad was just trying to do right by the family. It's kind of like, yeah, I understand. I understand. Like, you understand why the parent took them back,
mm.
because I guess You just you have that view of what this could be like.
Gotcha.
You know,
Mhm.
I don't know. That's a hard thing to comprehend, especially as a child.
Mhm.
As a child, you just know that's almost black and white.
Mhm.
Drugs are bad. You know, don't do them. Then you get older and you just realize, like, God damn, maybe I should smoke this weed.
My sister talked about that. We all went through the DARE program and shit. We all done tried a bunch of shit.
Mhm.
Just saying.
But you know, the most fucked up thing is there's legal variations of all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the fucked up part.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
back in 1994. Yeah.
Do you ever smoked a cigarette?
Yeah.
Okay. I never did. That's the one thing I never did.
I can't tell you the first time I did, but I know I did smoke when I was in Iraq.
Out of curiosity, why? And why did you not get addicted to it after all the other shit you've gotten addicted to?
I never did the shit except for Jack Daniel and ecstasy.
I don't know.
I loved X. X was like my shit, but
Listen, I know some stuff that you're addicted to that is not good for you and has driven your life in
fried
many
chicken
different directions.
is not a drug, goddammit.
Well, it smells
No,
like a drug.
shit.
Yeah. Got a little funk
But
to it. That's all I'm saying.
you don't want to eat some chicken dick. What
Tastes like chicken. Tastes like chicken. How hard is that to understand? Matter of fact, I saw a video the other day.
oh
And it
god.
was this. I don't understand why is it always Asians. But I saw a video where it was this Asian dude, and he had a big like saute pan,
Mhm.
and he was sauteing like just they looked like tamales, but it was just cow dick, just a whole rows of cow dick. That shit looked like, bruh, looked like
No.
tiramisu. That shit
Oh
was
god, no. No.
But like he put one on the plate, and that's a dick. I don't know how else to say it. Shaft and all, but but he split it. He split it in half and opened it up, and it had like rice and ground beef inside. And I was like, in my head, I was like,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm
Don't do
saying
it.
if you're gonna taste it at some point, might as well be stuffed with delicious shit, right? Right? I'm just saying, be honest.
It's cow dick. Oh god.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, but what if cow dick, what if it's stuffed with like, truffles and all that other shit? It might taste delicious.
Mm. Oh, you know where to go to this conversation.
I'm just saying. It might. You can't write it off just because it looks,
You can get away with this shit because you're Asian. But hell no.
you don't know. You can. Africans eat stuff.
My god. Oh, we're
I'm just
going to
saying,
hell.
like, an ingredient is an ingredient,
Yeah.
right?
I just
You
can't
gotta be
see.
honest. You gotta be honest with the situation.
Oh, God.
If you was starving, right?
That's
Starving Marvin, you ain't had shit to eat in a couple days. Someone came at you with a
it's
nice
just
flaccid, shaft stuffed with some jasmine rice, peppers, onions, some ground beef, a little bit of Cajun seasoning, and say, hey, just boil this for 5 minutes and then go to town.
you know what's so fucked up about this?
What?
Because if I don't know what it is, and I'm with people and we're all eating the same shit, I'll probably might be like, yeah, fuck it. But
Hell
once you
yeah.
let me know what the fuck it is, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
ah,
Nah, you gotta look at that shit like, oh, it
ah,
tastes just like boudin. Yeah, I'm telling you,
oh,
man. Listen,
oh, God, you and your fucking
I
food,
ain't
man.
never did it.
You and your fucking food.
I ain't never did it, but I'm just saying, if the situation comes, I'm
This, they're gonna flop
who knows? Who knows?
flop a big ass Angus dick on you.
Like this shit is big. Was that cow black?
Oh my god. Oh no. Why? 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 Oh man. Oh god.
BBs, man, big black cows.
Oh, the funny part about it is I live out here in the country, so I see a lot of fucking cows.
I know.
And sometimes those some bitches walk around that shit just fucking,
I
just
know.
like, "Ugh," you know.
I know. They all like, you put a t-shirt on them, they look like Winnie the Pooh. Just slanging it.
You know who's king dingaling in that field? Shit. I'm just saying.
You know what's
Oh
fucked up?
man.
It's like, yeah, yeah. You ever just walk down the pasture and your dick touched the grass? That's cow conversations.
I mean, hey, we eat this fucking grass. You stay on your side of the fucking field, okay?
Oh, that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
man.
Just Maybell was looking good today. Next,
Maybell.
man, just you gotta tell Farmer Fred to cut the grass. That shit is chafing the tip.
Oh God. What?
All right, all right,
Oh my God. Oh,
oh, all right.
I don't even know where we left off on the movie.
Me neither. All right, but okay, so that was okay. So Ramsey is this. She's a girl who's just in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
She's in his town. She doesn't know no one. She's getting. I don't know if she's necessarily getting bullied at school, but she ain't got no friends at school, and she just feels like a loner. And then she comes across this older guy who she knows she shouldn't be seen around, but
Mm-hmm.
he's the only person that connects with her.
Mm.
He's the only person that sees her.
Mm.
You know, so she
Gotcha.
forms that friendship, and then next thing you know, out of nowhere, she can't get a hold of the dude.
Mm.
She's sitting there by the lake trying to call him, and
Mm-hmm.
he's never picking. He does stops picking up.
Matter of fact, that's the
Next thing
first
you-
scene in the movie.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, she launches the phone. Like, I don't know how I would feel if the only person I knew who really understood me, who I genuinely loved,
Mm-hmm.
and someone just came and said, "Yo, man, hey, he passed away, and you weren't there."
Mm.
Like, how do you take that kind of fucking that news?
Shit, I don't know. Like you said, if
It's
it's the only person that you ever felt like been a real friend that can see you for who you are, you could be yourself with them, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta hurt. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's that's how you gotta be like a real deep pain that you
I feel like I'd be angry in that
okay.
scenario. Just
Why is that?
angry because I don't know. Part of me feels like in that scenario, I'd be like, how dare you? And it's a hard thing to say, but like, how dare you fucking leave me here? How dare you not say goodbye?
Hmm.
Like, you're
Hmm.
supposed to be my best friend, and you left, and you didn't even fucking say goodbye. And like, I know circumstances, obviously he couldn't, but in
Hmm.
that scenario, like, I'd just be like, I think that's that would be my coping mechanism. Like, how fucking dare you not even fucking say goodbye to me? How fucking
Hmm.
dare you just leave me here to deal with the shit that you knew I was dealing with, and you couldn't even do
Hmm.
me the courtesy of dying in front of me.
Hmm. I'm not gonna say that's selfish because from somebody that's witnessed death,
Yeah,
you're just at that moment, in my opinion, you're trying to figure out how to stay alive
yeah,
until you. And this is my opinion. You don't know you're dying until you're dead. I mean, you know you're dying, but
yeah,
you're so focused on trying to stay alive, you're not gonna think about, oh wait, I got time to call this person, whatever the case may be. No, it's like I need to stay alive until you just don't. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I understand. I feel like as a coping mechanism, that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like, and it's fucked up because it's not the right way to feel,
Hmm.
but it's, yeah, you don't want to feel sad in that moment
Hmm.
because it's like, I need to be strong. They don't want to see me sad, but like, I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know. I felt like you robbed me of being able to say goodbye to you. You robbed me of being able to say goodbye the way I wanted to say goodbye. And that's super
Mm,
selfish. But like,
mm,
you're my best friend. I want the opportunity to tell you how much you mean to me.
mm,
And you took that away from me.
mm,
So now you're gone and I can't tell you how much you mean to me in my life.
mm.
You know?
Yeah.
I can see that making, a person, I mean, like uncharacteristically mad, but just like,
Hmm.
you know, oh,
Yes. That's interesting.
because for instance, and this is fucked up. I don't know how it is, but
Hmm.
imagine someone going off to war, right?
Hmm.
And they die overseas. And as a wife, as a husband, you look at that and you're just like, how you didn't even give me a chance to say goodbye. You're just you're just gone.
Yeah.
Like you left and you broke your promise to coming back. And
Mm,
there's nothing I can't even tell you I can't even tell you how upset I am that you're not coming back anymore.
mm,
I have to hold it in or I have to get it out somehow. But it's kind of like a scenario where, you know, you I don't know, you kind of rob me of this moment.
mm,
And it's a selfish thought, but I can see how that can become a coping mechanism for some people because they don't if as long as they're mad at you, they don't have time to feel sad.
mm. Interesting. That's very interesting. Um, and that's the most fucked thing about death. You don't know when it's gonna come.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at firefighters and police officers and people that put their lives on the front, or whatever the case may be, it's at any given moment, the soldiers, yeah, you signed up for this. You
Yeah.
you might have signed up for it to try to create a foundation for you in your life that's gonna take off. But death is on the resume too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just the one. That's the biggest thing on the resume that you don't pay attention to.
Yeah.
You know it's there because you can see it plain as day. But you got tuition paid for, family taken care of, health care, lifelong benefits, retirement, all these little ass lines. But death is this fucking big. That's a big possibility.
Bro, now that you put it like that, that's a
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing to undertake.
Mm,
Imagine if someone says, "Hey, you want to do this job? I'll pay you better than most jobs are going to pay you. For
mm,
especially for your education, I'll pay you more than most of these companies are going to pay you. I will give you lifelong benefits. I will take care of your family. I will, do all these things that are going to set you and your family right. But every single day, there's a chance you might die.
mm.
That's a crazy. Mm,
Yeah. And like I said, it's the biggest thing on on the contract.
yeah,
Nobody pays attention
yeah.
to.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
But
How did this is yeah, and
no,
you,
that's
you
gonna
don't have
ask
to
me
answer.
something.
You don't have
Okay.
to answer. But how did you feel the first time you went overseas when you came back? Like, what's that feeling like?
I felt safe. I felt like I could breathe again. I just felt like even though I landed back in Texas,
Hmm.
from Massachusetts, I was like, I'm home.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I am home.
yeah.
I can breathe. I don't gotta worry about sleeping and hearing shit go off. You know what I'm saying? Doing 18, 24-hour days sometimes. Like I can finally, excuse me, I can finally relax. And I know it's gonna sound not gonna sound crazy, but I just want to eat. I wanted every piece of fast food I could see.
I know you did, you fat motherfucker.
Hey, shit, I carry it well. But
You
I want to
fucking
ask you
liar.
something.
Yeah, you get it all in the front, none on the sides. You only
Hey,
slim down on the sides.
that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? It's all that matters. But I want to ask you something, and you ain't got to answer it. But listening to you talk just now and hearing your words,
Yep.
how did you feel knowing I might? How did you ain't got to answer this unless you want to. But how did you feel knowing that I might not have made it because you said that you feel like you'll be robbed? And granted, you got a phone call, so you was able to change things at the last minute.
I
But
got a
even
phone.
so,
I got a phone call, and I was able to get there.
yeah,
But I was running the scenario through my head that I wasn't gonna get there in time.
Mm.
And in my head, I was like, motherfucker, I told you to fucking start, thinking about these scenarios you put yourself in.
Mm.
I'm like, not just me, everyone else has been telling you, hey man, you can't keep playing with your life the way you do.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm.
That's it. Like the situation you're in, what the fuck is wrong with it? We told you not to do this shit.
Mm.
And look at you.
And that's the funny thing about it. That's one thing where I really wasn't playing around.
I know. That was actually like, that was
Like,
actually a fucking
uh,
a crazy once in a lifetime scenario.
yeah.
I mean, granted, you didn't have to do the Boondock Saints headshot on the fucking rattlesnake,
I was
but
arguing with my fucking brother, man. That second changed every fucking thing.
yeah,
Arguing with him, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I try to explain to people being in the war zone or whatever. 1 second can change everything. One bullet can change everything.
yeah,
And you don't think it can because it's so small, but it can change every fucking thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But yeah, in that scenario, I was like, this motherfucker. Like, again, I didn't know exactly what happened. I just knew you got bit by a snake,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in the hospital. I'm just like, this motherfucker. He constantly putting himself in positions to fucking have this shit happen. But then when I found out you was trying to shoot a fucking snake, I'm like, you probably tried to do the wanted curved bullet and shit, and it didn't work.
I was
But
like, I see this on TV. Angelina Jolie did it. She took out a whole room with one bullet. It can happen. I know it can.
yeah. But
But man,
so in that scenario, when someone gets mad or feels anger because someone they love is gone,
yeah.
I can understand that situation because it's like you didn't need to be in that situation, especially
Mm,
not necessarily yours, but just all the different scenarios in your life where I'm like,
yeah.
yo, Chris, you didn't need to be in that situation. You
Yeah.
put yourself in that situation because you think you're fucking, tan Superman. Turns out you're just a black hole for fucking, danger. Like it's just, yeah.
Oh shit. The tan
Hold on.
Superman.
I gotta take a piss right now, but let me ask you: do you feel for Ramsey and the situation in her life, what she was going through, like that? Because like, I'll get into it when I get back, but like, just talk to people about what she was going through and how you felt about it.
Okay. So yes, I do feel for Ramsey because her she goes through her childhood always being outcast, but very smart, very intelligent. But because of her character, she wasn't cool, didn't wear the best clothes, picked on, bullied, whatever the case may be. Um, I felt for her because all kids love their mom. And maybe I'm wrong for this. All kids come out the womb loving their mom. They have to learn how to love their dads, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that the dude was her dad. I think it was her boyfriend. But she loved her mom. And even though the situation was what it was, she wanted her mom to be happy. So at that scene in the movie where she's going to leave to go to the funeral, I think her mom knows it's time to make a change because she walks in and gives her all the money. Like, here, take this and go. You know what I'm saying?
You think that was because of the gun?
I think
You
I
think
think
seeing the gun put the situation like for real, like really let her mom realize what kind of situation they were in?
I think so because what I said when you walked away was I believe that all babies come out the womb loving their mom, regardless. They have to learn to love their dad.
Yeah,
You know,
I get that.
it-
I get that.
you know. So her mom being her mom, like she wants the best for her mom. All kids do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Until you just realize, hey, I just can't save you. And I think that that moment when she saw her mom in the room with the drugs and everything, and her mom broke down like not in front of my daughter, like we know whatever.
Yeah.
Then I think her mom knew at this moment, yeah, this I'm not good for you anymore. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I got that. There was that
Yeah.
yeah, in that scene, it felt like her mom was like, shit, like I can't be who she needs,
Mm,
or I'm not who she needs right now. So she kind of put her in a position to just go be with people who could take care of her, because clearly she just wasn't in a position to anymore.
mm, yeah.
I don't know. I felt for her, like, again, I've dealt with depression at
Mm,
certain points in my life, and I never like growing up, I didn't think it was I didn't think depression was real when I was growing up. I was
okay.
always like, man, just, get up, go do something, it'll go away. But I've seen depression take over people. I've
Mm,
seen it drive people to feel or do things where they're just not, they're not them, because the depression
mm,
takes over.
yeah.
And I could see in her situation, being someone who was just like just depressed with the world, like she
Mm,
felt like she had nothing,
mm,
you know? And I think if you have nothing and then you finally get that one bright light that comes into your life,
mm,
and then you feel like they left you,
mm.
like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of so now we've seen everybody else is like their perspective, but what about Lumpy? Like, what do you take from him? Because he felt like someone who got to a point where he made his peace with what was going on in his life.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It felt like he was, because he had some money, and it felt like he was giving it away because he was like, I can't use this. I'm not going to be here much longer.
I think he realized because if I remember correctly, he dropped out of law school. Am I right?
Uh, I believe so. Yeah, because
So
he didn't want to spend his life being a lawyer after having
okay.
to deal with his heart and shit like that.
So he and then he had a job and he didn't get fired, but something happened. Am I right?
I don't know. They just said he wanted to spend his time like fishing,
Mm-hmm.
just hanging out and stuff like that, because he,
Because because the bride runs it down when they're in the hotel room. She says, so we find out he flunked out of law school. Um, either he had like a shit job or his job wasn't what it's supposed to be.
yeah,
He might be a fucking statutory rapist. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Come to find out, none of that was all true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he might have flunked out of law school, the case may be, but the reasoning behind it, maybe he just realized none of that's important. I
yeah,
thought it was important,
yeah.
but it's really, really not.
I think part of the reason he quit law school was because he realized, I don't want to spend time in the rest of my life in a fucking courtroom when there's this girl in this town far away that, like, she needs me.
Hmm.
She's in a situation where she needs me, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather spend my time doing right by good people,
Hmm.
which is
Because
dope. I like that idea. Like, but I can also see how, obviously, I think he was drinking a lot more because he was just kind of like
letting loose.
not necessarily letting loose, but just like, when you got nothing really, when you realize, like, life ain't gonna go much longer, you're just like, you
Hmm.
don't take it that seriously anymore.
Yeah.
He's just like, I ain't got much time left. I'm gonna just live life.
Hmm.
But I can see how that can come across to people who don't know. Like,
Yeah.
man, he's wild.
Yeah.
Like, in your instance, you're kind of wild, but it's because I think what you've been on the brink. You're like, that shit comes when it's gonna come when it's gonna come. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna live my life the way it comes, because who knows? Who knows when
Yeah.
it's gonna end?
I mean, I can't say I have gotten a lot better, but I still live by those rules, man. We don't know when our clock is gonna stop. So instead of, I mean, by all means, prepare for tomorrow, but enjoy the fuck out of today.
I understand,
Hmm.
but you don't need to keep taking the batteries at the goddamn clock, bro. Okay.
I didn't take it; they fucking fell off the shelf.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's one thing for the clock to stop on its own. It's another thing for you to keep trying to switch, or it's another thing for you to keep using Panasonic batteries. Why don't you put some fucking,
So, so
some
Duracells in it.
Duracells, lithium ions?
Hey, Duracell, you heard that? We both said it.
But I'm saying, like, it's just, yeah, I get the idea of you don't have much time left, so I'm gonna live my life the way I live my life. And maybe it's selfish to feel like I want you around longer. So
Oh,
don't go,
definitely.
so don't go live your life the way you want to live because I want you around longer. That's selfish of me, right?
Yes and no, because I've always said this, and I told you this. I said I hope I die before you because I don't want to give you a eulogy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I feel. I don't want to be up there to tell people who you were to me, to tell people who you were to them, the
Yeah,
ones that missed it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um,
If you die before me, I just know I can't afford that much Popeyes at the reception, whatever. So
it ain't the pop you got to worry about. It's this right here.
every table is
Look,
gonna have
look,
a
look,
keg.
every black person gonna have Popeyes, so
Yeah,
that's already covered.
it's gonna
This
have
right now,
you make
they drink Hennessy, so
yeah,
you gotta.
you're gonna have a keg of Jack Daniels at every table.
Oh man,
But
but
yeah,
it's selfish, but it's not because if you were to die
hmm
doing one of the things you love,
yep,
I might be mad. I'm you know, Mike. I'll be mad. I'll be hurt. Whatever the case may be. But if I feel like he not doing what hiking, yeah, he went up the right way.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He
I
hiked
know how
what?
you gonna
He
go.
hiked he
For
he
me,
hiked
for me to say you going out the right way, just know, kind of pantyhose on the ground, and he might have suffocated. That's it.
Oh God.
With a first round draft pick. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
Uh,
Yeah. But I think because I've trained my brain to always find the good in things.
yeah,
So the hurt and the anger and the pain is gonna come, but when it all comes down and you look, it's like, and this is gonna sound so fucked up because we're talking about this shit, but I hope you go out the right way if you go
yeah,
before me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That way I can laugh at it versus be mad at it.
What's the thing you'd be most angry about? Because I know I'd feel some anger. For me, I feel like my anger would derive from I know what kind of person you are.
Mm-hmm.
I know what kind of light you've spread on the people around you, even though you're darkness, but the light you're so dark because you give all your light away.
Oh my God, this is fucking terrible. That's a
but
good one though. I'll give you that. That's a good one. Oh man.
but
You so
but
dark because you give all your light away. Okay.
but I feel like I'd be angry because it's like there's no more time left for people to see what I see.
Mm,
And I'm like, yo, man, like you still got there's a lot more people out there that need what you got. And
mm,
now they can't get it because you're gone. And you're
mm,
gone because of some shit you did.
mm,
So
mm.
that's how I feel.
That's interesting. Because of some shit you did.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's when, that's why I think not I think that's why I think that's why I know the people in your life that get upset when you do, shit like you do, because it's like, bruh, there's so much more that people can learn from you and just
Mm,
how to be a person who's genuine.
mm,
That's the one thing people can learn from Chris Brown is how to be a genuine person, good or bad.
mm,
He is who he is. And like now people aren't going to learn that because he, you know, lost his life fucking, walking down the street in flip-flops and fucking got bit by a jaguar or some shit. Now in your case it'd be like a coyote or a pit bull, but
the Jaguar.
yeah,
Oh man.
you know.
Yeah. Um so this is actually funny because I didn't think this movie would take us this deep.
I didn't think so either. especially with the cover and all that shit. I didn't think it was gonna go this, but by the
Yeah.
end of the movie, I was sitting there like, man, it makes you wonder about the people in your life and what are they going through.
Mm. That because even oh, speaking about the bride, she was so butthurt about missing the honeymoon that he even sent her the outfit
Yeah, yeah,
for the honeymoon.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did, but and it sucks because it was after he passed away, but she got to learn what kind of person he was
Hmm.
after he was gone. That sucks, right?
Definitely.
When someone has a view of you in their head, and then all of a sudden you pass away, and you come to realize, nah, this motherfucker had way more depth to them and nuance than I ever realized, and now I can't tell them how much I appreciate it.
Mm. Interesting. How crazy is this?
Yeah.
How do we get to this level on a I ain't gonna say low budget, but a regular movie?
Listen, this movie wasn't low budget because I looked it up. This
Mhm.
movie cost $1.5 million to make.
Really?
How much do you think it made in the box office? Because this was actually released in theaters.
It was?
Yep. How much do you think it made in the
Hold
box office?
on, what was the year? When did it come out?
2012, maybe. I think.
That old?
I think so. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Well, let me see when it came out. Hold on. Best Man Down, right?
Yep.
Hold on. It came out. Best Man. It came out in Wikipedia is not for sale. Oh. It came out in November 2013,
Okay. I know where I was.
and it was made for 1.5 million. How much do you think it made in theaters?
2013. I know where I was. I'm pretty sure the previews couldn't have been all that good. But hmm, this is gonna sound crazy, but I want to say it did better than what the budget was to create it, but not by much. In theaters, maybe 3 million.
You, sir, would be very wrong,
Okay,
which upsets me because like I said, I really like this movie, and
it was a good movie.
I
Yeah.
feel like movies like this need to be made and seen more.
Hmm. It
I don't
wasn't
want to put.
advertised.
I'm not going to put the number out there because yeah, I'm not going to put the number out there about how much it made in box office because I don't want to put their business out there. Even though you can look it up on Wikipedia,
Yeah,
suffice to say, I make more in a week than it made in box office.
really.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Which upsets me because it's a very good movie, and it's like there's a lot of bullshit being made.
Hmm.
It's a lot of money,
Yeah,
and then movies like this kind of skate by with no one knowing about it.
because nobody wants to fucking think anymore. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Everybody just wants some just on the surface,
Hmm.
just entertain me for 2 hours, and then let me be on my way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Anyways, all right. Final thoughts on Best Man Down.
What I said before. Don't be so quick to judge a book by its cover. Get to know it. Have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're just curious for your own curiosity,
Yeah,
just talk. If the first what is it? If the first 10 seconds or 10 minutes don't get your attention, then you know who you're dealing with.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But don't sit back and judge it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to know, hey, I see you over here drinking, man. And if you don't know how to ask them, why do you drink so much? How'd you get your tolerance so big?
yeah,
See where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Learn
yeah,
learn how to talk and talk correctly.
yeah.
And don't judge a book by its cover. What you got?
I say watch this movie because you might learn what kind of person you want to become.
Mm,
It's like everybody's. I think a lot of people are trying to be someone they think other people want them to be
hmm.
instead of being who they actually want to become. So there's a lot of people out there who do because it might look good in other people's eyes. People might think they're a good person if they do. But like, be honest with yourself. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it because I want a good reaction from other people, or am I doing it because it genuinely makes me feel happy?
Yeah.
You know, am I helping out this homeless person because I genuinely want to help them out, or because, you know, it makes me feel good for the day? You know, am
Yeah.
I don't, I just, there's so many different personalities in the movie that I feel like most people will connect with at least one character, and you will kind of get a sense of how that type of person would react and be viewed when amongst other people that are of different personality traits. So I just feel like people should watch this just because it's like you just might see yourself in one of the characters or in some situation, and it might make you rethink how you would react or how you would view one of those situations.
Interesting.
Bro, you picked a good one this week.
Hey.
This week, you picked a good one this day because we you know, obviously
Hey,
our recording schedule is crazy like this.
Yeah, see, you know what we got going on.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, Best Man Down, HBO Max.
check it out.
Check it out.
Peace.
Jinx, motherfucker.
Jinx. What are we, 12?
I know. I just had to say it. I got jinxed earlier today.
Yeah, probably by someone who lit a fucking carpet on fire.